And now the Americans, very significant Americans, are saying, please, could we have your Jewish Association of Business Ethics in the States? And we have to take it to them. And that, I think, was one area where Jews have done fantastic work. Another area, for instance, that I spoke about on the radio just before Pesach was I told two stories. Number one, about an American Jewish lady from Manhattan called Anne Heyman, who in 2005, watching a film about the plight of Rwandan orphans, she just watched this program and said, look, we're Jews, we have to deal with this kind of thing, and phoned up immediately Chaim Perry of Yamin Ord, who built a youth village mainly for Ethiopian kids, Reuven Feuerstein, the world's expert in dealing with very badly brain damaged, but also very badly traumatized children, are brought together, a whole team of mainly Israeli Jews, including children of Holocaust survivors, who said, you know, when the Holocaust was happening, we complained, we cried, nobody is listening. Now the Rwandans are crying, shall we not listen? You know, and together they built the Aga Hozo Shalom Youth Village, a Yamin Ord. Basically, it's an Israeli youth village in the middle of Rwanda for 750 Rwandan orphans, teaching them how to grow avocados, how to use computer skills, but much more importantly, how to become leaders who will take all that they have learned from the youth village and then each one of them start something for themselves. And if you'd like to see it, just remember Agahozo, Agahozo. Just put those words into YouTube and you'll see a lovely little video about it, and it will really move you. And of course, I did a little broadcast about a member of our community who in 4 days succeeded in providing water supplies to 100,000 Haitian survivors of that catastrophe when he went there straight away, immediately afterwards, and discovered that the non-existence of drinking water was the biggest problem that the survivors were facing. And just by going there and slapping water, and then he started blogging, which he'd never done before, and you know, just there working on his computer, got 200 other people to share, and by the time he finished, in 4 days, was providing. You know, there's an Orthodox Jew who learns Daf Yomi, who learns the Talmud every day, and who immediately dropped everything he was doing when he heard the news of that catastrophe and went out there and did this extraordinary work. And some of that kind of work is done by Tzedek. Some of that kind of work is done by World Jewish Relief. Both of these projects were done through the JDC, the Joint Distribution Committee, which is like the American equivalent. And those, to me, are really, really inspiring elements of Judaism. As I say, I put them all in my book called To Heal a Fractured World, you know, including stories that are not big in scale. Like just, you know, one little gesture of kindness can change somebody's life. But I put all my heart and passion into that work. And that work was intended to become basically a program for our Jewish day schools. It wasn't merely an academic thing. It was a way of saying, this is the Judaism I believe in. The Judaism I don't believe in is the Judaism of petty communal quarrels, the Judaism which gets rid of righteousness and substitutes self-righteousness. I don't like Judaism that condemns others, and I don't like a Jewish people that cannot take yes for an answer. I prefer to work with the Jews who respect other Jews, who respect non-Jews and don't think we have a monopoly of all the wisdom and virtue in the world. I like those people, like the late Morris and Manja Leigh, who quietly and without drawing attention to themselves did good on a massive scale. And I am proud to say that within our tiny people, and yes, within our tiny community, there's more moral greatness than you and I will ever know. It is a great community. Let us be very proud of it, and let us do our very best so to act that Hashem might be just a little proud of us, his ambassadors, down here on earth. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you very much. Well, I'm afraid we've run out of time for questions. You know, not everybody agrees with everything the Chief Rabbi says. Not everybody understands what the Chief Rabbi is trying to say. I heard of a story where the Chief Rabbi went to a part of London you all know to address a group of school children, and he asked them questions because you know he likes asking his audience questions. He asked them a question with the school children: what do you know about the economy? And one little boy put his hand up straight away and said, I know about the economy. He said, that's where the other people fly. Not everybody understands, but everybody enjoys hearing the Chief Rabbi, benefits from listening to the Chief Rabbi. You don't have to agree with everything he says to feel the sincerity of what he says and the distinction in which he says it. And it is a real privilege for all of us to hear your thoughts. And we are very, very grateful to you for spending time addressing the JPR. And on all our behalf, can I say a hearty thank you.
I too would like to add my thanks to the Chief Rabbi for a real, as usual, tour de force. And as usual, he's given us tremendous food for thought. So thank you once again, Chief Rabbi. But I'd be failing in my duty if I didn't briefly say something about the JPR. On your seats, you will have found a pamphlet that lays out our ambitious plans, our research plans for the forthcoming years, as well as JPR membership forms. I'd remind you that our goal is to provide research that is not just about the community, but also for the community. The JPR exists to help all Jewish communal organizations better understand the realities of contemporary Jewish life. And we believe that armed with high-quality data, all our community organizations will be much better placed to develop policies that meet the key challenges we all face. But to achieve our shared goals, we do need funding. And this can only come from membership fees, donations, as well as, of course, sponsorship of specific projects. Now, some people here are already JPR members and generous donors to our vital research program, but many are not. So please read our materials, and if you are in a position to help us, please do so. We cannot achieve our goals without your help, and we really do need your help. These are difficult times. We do need your help, so please do what you can for us. Once again, my thanks to the Chief Rabbi, to Howard Leigh for so ably chairing tonight, to the trustees of the Morris and Manja Leigh Memorial Foundation for sponsoring these annual lectures, and of course to all of you for being with us tonight. I should also mention that the Chief Rabbi's speech has been recorded and hopefully will be on our website shortly. Finally, I'm pleased to tell you that there are some light refreshments available outside. So thank you all very much.